What is happening, my YT gang? Y'all already know what it is. If you are new to this channel, welcome to the Underdog. Today, we're pretty much going to be talking about the whole future face of the NBA situation that's going on right now, in which a couple of people asked Anthony Edwards how he feel about becoming the future face of the NBA. And of course, he simply turned it down, saying, nah, I'm good on it, man. Y'all can pick somebody else. We all know the type of player that my boy Anthony Edwards is, right? He is a very passionate type of player, okay? He's very verbal. And when I say verbal, I mean he cusses a lot. We all know this, okay? And he plays very aggressive on the court. And when he don't get his way at times, he becomes very, very vocal about it, speaking on however he feel about that situation. And because of it, it led him up to getting 16 technical fouls this year. And once you get to 16, that's when you become fine. So Anthony Edwards knows. You know, he's going to speak how he want to speak. He's going to feel how he want to feel, say what he want to say. So because of that, I feel like that's why he pretty much don't want to be the face of the NBA. He knows what comes along with it. He don't want to be that politically correct type of player. He want to speak his mind and be free, which I understand that. We all know what comes along with being the face of the NBA. Look at LeBron James. You get what I'm saying? Speaking of LeBron James, he had a lot to say about this, man. He wanted to chime in on this conversation. After playing the Timberwolves the other day, he was asked in the locker room how he felt about what Anthony Edwards said, and this is what he had to say about it. Let's take a look at the video.
Man already said he don't want it.
I know.
Yeah, and he ain't trying to deal with that. And, I mean, Channing Frye said it the other day, too, like, I mean, it's unfortunate, but, like, I don't know. Why do you want to be the face of a league when all the people that, you know, that cover our game and talk about our game on a day-to-day basis on everybody? I mean, that responsibility, it's just weird. It's weird energy.
Now, although I agree with what LeBron James is saying in a sense, I kind of feel this way also. I feel like NBA players have found a way to put analysts in the same category with people that's on social media. Sometimes an analyst could say something, right? And people on social media will take those words that the analysts use and they'll put it in their own perspective, in which sometimes, most of the time, they put it in a negative way. And because it sounds similar to what the analyst is saying, the players could believe that what people that are on social media are saying is similar or the same thing to what the analyst is saying or trying to say. So I kind of feel like they got to find a way to split that up, because you also have former NBA players that are analysts. You even got NBA players that are analysts. So they know what it is. They know how it feels to be criticized in a moment. So I don't think certain analysts' intentions are not in a good place or not in the right place. So I kind of feel like, you know, NBA players got to find a way to split that up a little bit, because looking at people that are on social media, in which we all know nowadays social media, they are the new analysts. So I hope they find a way to just split that up, man, and decipher between the two. However, to LeBron James' defense, I feel like we compare players nowadays more than we do celebrating them. Let's just look at LeBron James, for instance. As soon as he came into the league, we started having a whole talk about, oh, he could possibly be the greatest player to ever play the game of basketball. Because we did that, we automatically compare him or put him in the comparison to Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was already established. He was already great. LeBron James wasn't. So at that point, anything that LeBron James did, we compared it to Michael Jordan, in which it already dimmed LeBron James' light. For instance, LeBron James started winning rings. What did we say? Oh, he had to go to Miami to play with other good players to get his rings. Michael Jordan stayed in Chicago his whole career. Then we went further to say, oh, well, Michael Jordan never lost in the finals compared to LeBron James losing however many he done lost in the finals. So we already had put him in a negative light because we started to try to compare him to somebody who was already great, who was already established as a basketball player. Even with everything that LeBron James is doing right now, we still dummy it down. You look at the records that he's breaking or the people that he's surpassing when it comes to these records. Instead of giving this man his flowers, we'll go on to say, oh, look how long he had to play in the league to get past these people. Look, all I'm saying is this. This man has been playing for generations, okay? he still manages to find a way to still be at the top. He is always top 10 when it comes to NBA players every single year, year in, year out. And this man is 40 years old. There was not Kareem couldn't do it. Malone couldn't do it. Michael Jordan couldn't do it. None of these players can do it. So doesn't that go to show how great of a player he really is to be able to continue at his age, to continue to keep up with different generations and still be at the top? So I think when it comes to that, man, I agree with what he's saying, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But I tell you who's not okay with it, Stephen A. Smith. And we're going to go ahead and take a look at what Stephen A. had to say about what LeBron James said in the locker room. Let's take a look.
But to sit up there and say, you know what, why would you want to be the face of the league when everybody's talking bleep about you all the damn time? I'm sick and tired of them acting like everybody's talking bleep about them all the damn time. I don't know if you know this, Gilbert. LeBron James is hating on him to say that he's the second greatest player in the history of the sport. I don't know if you knew that. I don't know if you knew that when you say good father, great husband, great philanthropist, great businessman, great actor, great director, great entrepreneur, great host, great everything. I don't know if you know that because you didn't say he's number one, that he's the GOAT, that's an insult to him and his crew. I don't know if you knew that, Gilbert, but this is the kind of stuff that we're dealing with. So it's just utterly ridiculous. I'm going to let y'all chime in here because I got more to say. But it's just when he said that, it really ticked me off because, again, it's pointing the finger and it's negating to point out there are people here celebrating the game. Any way in which the game has been hurt has not been hurt by the media. And by the way, in today's generation, these dudes think the media is social media. They lump us all in with the same. There's people that don't cover the league. They ain't never covered the league. Ain't never been in a locker room. Ain't never been in a press box or anything. But because they on social media chirping, we get lumped in with them. We don't get into their personal business. Stay out of the police blotters and the whole bit. Do your thing. Go out there and play. We covering the game. It's never enough. And he's not bringing that up. Again, I got more to say, but I'll stop there for now, and I'll give y'all the floor.
Now, there are things that Stephen A. is right about. There are things that he's wrong about. I just feel like, I'm not going to go into depth. I just feel like there needs to be a balance. I feel like, players got to find a way, like I said, to separate social media from the analysts. And I also feel like analysts needs to find a way to uplift players instead of downplaying them all the time. I feel like analysts need to focus more on the NBA instead of focus on individual players, especially players who are about to be their way out the league. Because if we was to really be honest right now, there's no comparison when it comes to now and the past. The talent that's in the league now surpasses the talent that was played back in the day. There is so much talent in the league now. I'm talking about from point guard to centers. You got centers that can play small forward, power forward, shooting guard, maybe even point guard at times. So I do feel like if they find a way to do this more, then it will make the NBA better. It will get the NBA back on track to what we used to love. So that's just how I feel about the situation.